Hi all, welcome to the first lecture in the graph theory series. Let's begin our course with a story. The river of Pregel flowed through the city of Königsberg, which is currently, the city of Königsberg is currently in Russia. Now the river formed two banks. This is the first bank and this is the second bank, river bank. Now as it flowed, it created two islands along its path. This is the first island and this is the second island. So in total there were four land masses, two river banks and two islands. Now there were bridges that connected these islands and the river banks. So there were seven such bridges. They were numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now, there was a mathematician named Carl Gottlieb Euler. He was a mayor of a nearby city. There was a problem that was obsessed about. The problem that he was obsessed about was, is it possible to start from any one of the bridge and then cover every other bridge exactly once and return back to the original position? The question that he was obsessed with was, is it possible to start from any one of the bridge and then traverse every other bridge exactly once and return back to the original position? Now he wrote to the famous mathematician Euler. Initially, Euler dismissed the question. But later when Euler thought about it, he understood that it was not just about crossing the bridge. And he also found that the solution did not depend on from where the traversal began, from which bridge the traversal began. He understood that it was much more than that. And from there, the branch of graph theory grew. You can see on the left side, there's a graph representation of the Königsberg problem. Here, the vertex, this A represent landmass, which is the island 1, and then C represent this landmass, B represent this landmass, and D represent this landmass. I'll repeat it once more. A represented the landmass, this which is an island. C is represented by this landmass, B is represented by this landmass, and D is represented by this landmass. And now the edges are represented, the bridges are represented as edges between these nodes. Now this was the first known graph theoretic problem, and this is the first application of graph theory. Euler proved that this was not possible to find a solution for this problem, as such a solution does not exist. There is no solution for the Königsberg problem. But further, he proved it mathematically for what kind of graph is it possible to find the solution. So that's the first application of graph theory. Now, next we'll see the utilities problem. In utilities problem, there are three houses and there are three utilities: water, gas and electricity. Now, each house need all the three of these utilities: water, gas and electricity. So there are conduits flowing from the house towards the utilities. Now the question is it possible to design the conduits in such a way that there won't be any crossover? Here we can find that there is a crossover. So the solution for this problem is again a negation. It's not possible to design such a thing. So there's a graph theoretic representation of the situation. The red nodes represent the houses and the blue nodes represent the utilities. So again, for this, when there are three houses and three resources, it's not possible to design the conduits without crossover. So I request everyone to try out the same situation such that there are two houses and the resources remain the three. So I request everyone to see whether it's possible to draw the conduits without crossing over, such that the number of houses is 2 and the number of utilities remain 3. Next is a seating arrangement problem. That's a third application of graph theory. So this is a problem. There are 7 members in a club and they meet every day for lunch at a round table. they decide to sit in such a way that every member has different neighbor for each lunch. There are 7 members of a club and they meet at a round table for lunch. Now they decide to sit in such a way that every member has different neighbors for each lunch. So the question is, how many days can this arrangement last? So the solution for this is that they can meet for at most 3 days, such that the solution is met, such that the condition is met. So the solution, I request everyone to go through the solution for a moment. Now, the generalized solution for this puzzle is found as n minus 1 by 2 if n is odd. Here n represent the number of people who meet around the round table. So if n is odd, if odd number of people meet, then they can meet for at most n minus 1 by 2 days, and if n is even, then they can meet for n minus 2 by 2 days. So that's the solution for this puzzle. Again, I request everyone to think about this puzzle and find out what is the reason for this function. Next, we'll go through some basic terminologies. So we'll begin with saying what is a graph. A graph G can be defined as a pair V, E, where V is a set of vertices and E is a set of edges between the vertices. That is, E is subset of U, V, where U, V element of vertex set V. That's a formal definition of a graph. Now here we have given an example for graph. This is the same graph that was formed for Königsberg solution problem. Here there are 4 nodes A, B, C and D, and there are edges that connect these nodes. Nodes are also known as vertices. Next we'll see what are self loops and parallel edges. Self loop, first we'll see what is a self loop. Now from any node, if there is an edge that goes to itself, that is, in this case we can say that there is an edge from 2 to itself, an edge that starts from 2 and ends in 2 itself. Such a edge is known as, if the graph has such an edge, then it is known as self loop. Next we'll see what is a parallel edge. Parallel edge in this graph, please check this graph. In this there are two vertices, and there are between these 2 vertices there are 2 edges. This is the first edge and this second edge. So there are 2 parallel edges between same pair of vertices. Such pair of edges are known as parallel edges. If there exists more than one edge between a pair of vertex, it will become parallel edge. So these are the few terminologies that we should be aware of throughout the course. Next we'll see what are simple graphs. Simple graphs are graph that contains no self loops or parallel edges. If a graph does not contain self loops or parallel edges, then such a graph is known as simple graph. Next we'll see what are finite graphs and infinite graphs. A graph with finite number of vertices and edges are known as finite graphs. Otherwise, it is an infinite graph. So here we have drawn a picture. We have shown a picture of an infinite graph. We can see that this graph goes on growing. There is no end to it. The number of vertices and edges are not finite. So this is an example of infinite graph. All the other graphs that we have seen in the previous examples are finite graphs. So with this we'll end this session. Thank you.